Hey everyone, I am Ridhima and welcome to my channel. So I recently received this order from a client and I just thought to sit down and talk about how I go about these kind of orders, how do I communicate with the client, and what details I usually take from the client before starting, and what are the materials that I use for these kind of orders and all that stuff. So just let's start. So the first and the most important step that I follow is to listen to the client. Just listen to what they want, what is the style, size, details, everything. Like for this particular order, the client was very clear on what she wanted. She wanted a minimalist style portrait. So minimalist portraits are the ones which don't have the facial features and are very basic, don't have much of the detailing part. I always share some reference pictures with the customer just to be sure that we both are on the same page. Now comes the size of the painting. So for this painting, the customer wanted it on a canvas with 6 into 8 dimension. Obviously I helped her a bit. She was confused between 6 into 8 and 8 into 10, so I just shared the pictures with her on how both will look like. Now the next point is the deadline. So for this particular project, the deadline was very tight, so I made sure that the client knows that by when the piece will be ready, by when I will ship it, and a tentative date on when it will reach her. Since these kind of paintings have an emotional connect, you don't really want the client to feel bad if it doesn't get delivered on time. I always check with the client if they want anything to be customized. After they share the pictures, like she could have just said to make the shirt of the guy red instead of cream color, and I could have easily done it because I have to paint. So for these kind of artworks, I usually share my point of view as well, but customer is the king and their decision is final. Now once I have all the details, we go ahead with the pricing. I have my own pricing structure that I follow. If you want me to make a detailed video about it, I can do that. And now let's paint. Canvas panels that I use are mostly from this brand Fine Art. I also use Camel canvas panels, and recently I started using Dom's one. First step is to always prime the canvas. These kind of canvases are said to be pre-primed, but I always love to prime them first and then use them. So I have two of these. One is Camel Artist Gesso and the other one is Flash. Mostly I use this one, and sometimes I use this one because it's small, it's easier to carry, but both of them work really good. Now the second step is to sketch. And for sketching, I really don't sketch directly on canvas. I always sketch on a paper first. I just take a rough paper, any rough paper, placed my canvas on top of the sheet, outlined it, and then made the portrait. Once I'm done with the sketch, I just use the old school method of of tracing onto a canvas. Now someone will ask, you can always use a carbon paper. I just don't like using carbon paper, so I just use this method. This works for me. Now coming on to the colors and the paint brushes. So for the paint brushes, I use these are very old. I don't really remember the brand from where even I have bought these, so I will not talk about them because I don't have much to say, but for paints I do. So I mostly use Fevicryl acrylic colors. I really have like so many of them, like same and they work really good. We got these two of them from a brand Flash Tint, hand grip Flash, and I've not used them much, so I don't really have a review to share yet. Then I have some from this brand Art Story. This is by Itsy Bitsy. And then I also have Camel Artist acrylic colors, and they are also very good. But to be honest, mostly I use these ones, and also if you're a beginner, just go ahead with these. These work really well. This entire painting I've used these only. And now the painting is ready. I just click a photo of the painting and send it to the customer. No filters, nothing, because when the customer will look at the painting, it will not have filters, right? So I make sure that I share an original normal lighting photo with the customer. One point that I missed is the payment method. So I usually do 50% payment once the order is confirmed and 50% payment once I send them the painting for approval. Some people do 100% advance payment. It's up to you, how do you want to do it. If the customer wants any minor tweaks, like for example, after sending the picture for approval, the customer would have thought, oh no, the cream color doesn't look nice, we could have do the shirt red in color. I can do that right now as well, but make sure to share a revised timeline with the customer. In this particular case, the customer was very sweet and she really didn't ask for any kind of changes, and she really liked the painting. So after that, I applied the varnish. Very important step. Every step I feel is important. So I mostly use this Itsy Bitsy Decor varnish gloss. It, I think, also has a matte one, but I have used gloss only and it works really good for me. I also have this one, but I'm not really used. I usually apply 2 to 3 coats of varnish, and once that is done, it is time for packing. ट्रस्ट मी, यू डोंट रियली वांट कि इतनी मेहनत के बाद तुम्हारा जो प्रोडक्ट है वो ट्रांजिट में खराब हो जाए. डोंट वांट दैट आफ्टर सो मच एफर्ट योर प्रोडक्ट गेट्स damaged in transit. So make sure that you pack it very well. Then comes one of the important step, to take feedback. For this particular one, the customer shared this story on her Insta and it really made me feel good. I think more than the money, these kind of feedback really keeps me going. Yes, money is also important. There's no doubt about it. Even if she would not have posted this, I would have messaged her and asked for feedback, because I think it helps me improve. Sometimes I feel the clients give really good feedback or some tips, and which really helps, because you work in a certain kind of mode and you really don't think about some of the things, but from other person perspective it really hit you, like हाँ यार, ये भी तो कर सकते थे, ये भी तो कर सकते थे, ऐसे भी तो कर सकते थे. तो it is always better to take feedback from the client. And this is it. This was really a very special order, a very sweet client. If you would want me to make a very detailed video on the business part of these kind of orders, like in detail about communicating with the client, in detail about the pricing, shipping, I can definitely do that. So make sure to comment down below and subscribe this channel. Also, if you would like to place an order, you can DM me on Insta. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next Saturday.